Hello， 大家好，欢迎来到娜娜的可以吃的故事。我们今天要说的故事是遗忘之门。In this world, everyone has a door. No one knows what lies beyond it, but for as long as people can remember, they've discovered that anything unwanted can be tossed inside. The moment the door shuts, it's gone forever. Heartbreak, regret, shameful memories, painful wounds, even people once deeply loved can all be thrown away. And with each discarded burden, life feels lighter, as if pain had never existed. Over time, this became a habit.People kept discarding their sorrows, believing the door could hold an endless amount of pain and regret. Until one day, the other side of the door was full. When they opened it again, nothing disappeared. Instead, everything they had abandoned came rushing back. Panic spread.The city fell into chaos. Lost memories, forgotten love, and buried pain flooded back like a tidal wave. Someone tried to shut the door, but it was too late. The wind roared, whipping countless scraps of paper into the air. Each one was covered in faint, unreadable writing.But he never wrote letters, so why did this feel like his? The papers wrapped around his arms, pressed into his chest, forced their way into his lungs, making him remember. His grip weakened, and in an instant, he was swallowed whole.A crushing force clenched his heart like invisible hands reaching deep inside him. Another person held a child's drawing. A small child stood in tattered clothes, clutching a wilted red rose. Whose child was this? She didn't know. Her stomach ached as if something had been taken from her.Something she had never even known she lost. For centuries, they had believed the door led to an endless void, swallowing humanity's pain without limit. But now, they realized, after thousands of years of casting away their burdens, no one had ever questioned whether the door had a limit. Now,It was giving everything back. The ground cracked. Thick roots pushed through the streets, creeping and twisting like they were searching for something or someone. A man fell, his fingers brushing against a trembling root, cold, damp,carrying the scent of Mother Earth. He pulled his hand away, only to see grains of sand slipping from his palm. Then, as he struggled, his feet began sinking into the earth. The harder he fought, the lighter his body became, until he felt himself dissolving like dust in the wind.On the streets, an old man sat trembling before the door, his voice barely a whisper. There's someone on the other side. Someone has been carrying it all for us. A woman, battered and bruised, stood before a shattered mirror.But inside the reflection, she was unscathed. She raised a hand, and the reflection mirrored her movement. until suddenly tiny purple petals fell from her fingertips. Stunned, she looked down and saw a broken lavender flower in her palm. When she looked up again, the mirror was gone. In its place, stretched in endless lavender field. Rain poured relentlessly. No matter how people ran, the waters seeped into their skin, cold and strangely familiar. Someone looked down, realizing the rain was no longer clear. It had turned a pale shade of red. At their feet, blood-red flowers bloomed, their petals curling like flames. People began murmuring names they had never spoken before, yet they rolled off their tongues as if they had always known them. The ones they had forgotten had returned. As door after door burst open, darkness swept over everything. It looked like the end, but it felt like a new beginning. The roots of crimson trees swallowed the city's towering buildings, replacing them with lush, endless forests. The reflections of terrified, fleeing people disappeared from the shattered glass windows, soon blanketed by lavender blooms. A red spider lily stretched across the streets, and one by one, people began dissolving into petals. Their memories, their dreams, their regrets, returning to the earth, becoming part of something greater.